Hi there, this is Joe from SquareXO, and this is episode 43. I'm joined by Dan.
Hello.
Nicole.
Hello.
And Rebecca.
Hi guys.
Yeah, we're all together again, we're all here. It must be the first time in ages actually we've all been here together.
It's been a long while.
Yeah, I think it probably is, yeah.
Because I missed last week, and then I know me and Rebecca done one on our own, and I'm not sure before that, so it's been a while since we've all been here, so I hope you are all happy to have us back, listeners. Okay, so yeah, before we get started, the usual stuff, remember to visit our website at squarexo.co.uk, which has got tons of reviews and our stuff, which is good. Also, we're on twitter.com/square_xo, twitch.tv/squarexo, youtube.com/Johnson, iTunes, Podbean, I think that's all.
Patreon. Cough.
Patreon.com/SquareXO. I knew I was missing one, but I couldn't think what it was.
I think I missed that last week, to be fair.
You did. I didn't want to say anything, but
Oh, you should have.
See, I'm good at it all now because I know how to say it, and I'd finally got a hang of it after about 40 episodes. So yeah, and then I still miss one. Oh well, it's going to happen now and again. Anyway, don't forget to leave us a nice review and make Dan happy, and that'll be good. Okay, yes, and that's that. Yay. Okay, right, on with the news. Right, I'm going to start this week's news with Black Friday. Because I thought it was worth talking about that, because obviously it's probably the biggest thing that happened last week. And there was just some crazy deals, man. Like PS4 was $199 with, I think, 2 games, or was it even 3? I know you got...
Yeah, some places were free, like you get a hard bundle with FIFA.
You get a hard bundle with FIFA, and you got GT Sport, and one of the Playlink games got... Hidden Agenda or Knowledge is Power as well. And I think there was another one as well, a World War II bundle, Call of Duty World War II, and you got GT Sport in one of the games with that. And there was also a white PS4 bundle at $199 with Battlefront and GT Sport in one of the Playlink games. So yeah, that pretty impressive. And there was obviously Xbox One was $169 or something, and then they added a game to that as well eventually. I don't know why, maybe it wasn't selling as well or something. And PSVR, those deals flew out the window, man.
Yeah, that's a good...
Crazy.
Well, it's still too much for me, but a good price for those that were kind of on the edge.
Very. If I had the money, I'd jump, but then at the same time I kind of want the new VR with the HDR pass-through. So
Do you think that's why they reduce the price now and kind of shift this lot of stock for people?
I don't. I think they just wanted to try and get people on board, really, and it's a good time to do it. It's the right time. It's sort of, there's loads of games out. There's good games out as well, like Skyrim VR and Doom's on the way and stuff. Yeah. So there's a lot of good bundle. There's sort of good games that might appeal to a lot of people. So it seemed quite a good move from them. And then obviously Switch, you could get that for... I mean, the price in that wasn't too much cheaper. It was like $269. What is it normally? $279. So it's $269. But you could also get it $279 with Mario and Rabbids, and you could also get it with $279 if you were quick with Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah.
So there was some very good bundles, but games as well. Some cheap games. Got Prey, which is actually might be a really good game. You could get it for $9.99. In fact, you can get it for $9.99 now. So if you want a game,
well, Knack 2 was $12.99.
That's what I meant to buy. I knew I saw one that I wanted to get. I was like, I will when I get
Knack
paid.
2, Wipeout, what was the other one? Uncharted Lost Legacy. They were all $12.99 at one point. Even GT Sport was, well, I think GT Sport, the cheapest I saw it at was $18.99. I'm not sure if that went as low as $12.99. I don't think it did, but the others certainly did. Yeah. But, I mean, even still, $18.99 for a brand new game. That's probably what helped it fly up charts, but I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, anyway, sort of surrounding this Black Friday, PlayStation VR sold more in the previous 18 weeks combined than it did in the last 18 weeks. Yes, it sold more in those 18 weeks combined.
Yeah, that's madness.
And it was also on a par with its launch week. So it sold just as many as it did as launch this week.
It's crazy, isn't it? Maybe they should have launched it at a lower price.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, the fact that they've bundled in everything you need, well, apart from the move controllers, but they've bundled in the camera and what's in that starter bundle? A game, camera,
VR
and a headset.
worlds. Yeah,
there's no move in it, or not.
I don't think so. I think it's like you say, it's the camera, the headset.
Yeah, because you don't really need the move, I don't suppose, because the DualShock 4's a motion controller, you can kind of get away with using that. It's much better with move, but you can get away with using it. So yeah, I mean that's pretty good. I think quite impressed about that. So yeah. Also, sticking with sort of sales. According to sources, PlayStation 4 had its strongest Black Week in the UK since 2013. So not only the VR is just sold as many since launch, but PS4 itself had the best sales in 4 years. That's crazy. It's 4 years old.
And it shows that magic sub 200 price point. I think that's what the kind of the golden price point for consoles is. Once it gets below 200, so once it starts with a 1, I think that's when consoles start.
It sounds nicer, doesn't
it? I kept hearing all week that it was flying off the shelves in America, and then I just watched a video there with the Sony VP, can't remember his name, but he said he's from Sony America, and he said we sold more consoles than we ever have in our 22-year history last week, and that's PlayStation America. So it's the strongest launch in the UK since 2013, and basically the best ever in America. So people were saying, "Oh, but Xbox One's coming out. It's going to mean that PlayStation's just going to fall away now," and it's just completely the opposite. It's just that it's best week ever, so that's just crazy, isn't it?
It goes to show, doesn't it, how much the price point does affect sales, and how many people kind of do sit and wait for things to go down in price, I think.
Yeah,
so that's pretty crazy. Also, sticking with our sales, I thought I'd do the charts. Since we were talking about sales and stuff, I thought I'd do the charts first. So the charts this week, let's see, I just need to make that a bit bigger so I can see it. Call of Duty was number 1 again. FIFA 18 was number 2. Gran Turismo Sport was number 3, which is no surprise really. Battlefront 2 number 4. Assassin's Creed Origins at 5. It's not even the Hidden Agenda and Knowledge is Power. They were sort of 14 and 15. Surprisingly to me, Knowledge is Power was above Hidden Agenda, which I find quite interesting.
I think that appeals more though to a wider audience, doesn't it? I mean, I didn't play any EGX, but the people on the sofa next to us are playing it, and it's just like a fun family quiz game. Whereas Hidden Agenda has got a set audience.
I like the thought. I know I've got Knowledge is Power, but we've not got around to playing it yet. I'm going to play it with the kids, but I get the feeling we're really going to enjoy it based on the fact that we've enjoyed all the other.
I'll tell you why it is. It's because Knowledge is Power was bundled with all the FIFA hard bundles, whereas Hidden Agenda was with COD, I think. So
Call of Duty, you're right, Call of Duty.
So I think more people probably bought FIFA PS4s.
Although based on the chart, you would think more bought Call of Duty since that's above FIFA, but who knows?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
The thing is, you can't really downplay Call of Duty because it's just a huge game. I mean, even when it's a bad version, like last year, it still sells.
It's got such a good fan base. That's the thing. I don't think people buy. It's not a game people buy for the story. It's a
collection thing now.
Yeah, exactly. People can buy the multiplayer, and that for people who just live for those multiplayer games, that is them set for a year. Yeah. So for them, it's an investment regardless of how good or bad it is. Because I can name at least 2 or 3 Call of Duty titles that I've said are absolutely abysmal and still play through the year with them. So
hold you over.
I hear I really want to play this year's game because I want to play the story. Really, that's what I'm really interested in playing it.
I'm waiting for Rob to send me it. So, so Rob, if you're listening, get posting.
He's too busy writing reviews.
Yeah, he's busy as already.
Okay, so I mentioned Battlefront 2, didn't I? That was where was that in the chat? Where's it went?
4th, you said.
4th, right. So yeah, but I did write down that its physical sales were down 60% on Battlefront 1. Now, this would obviously be based on last week's chart, but when it came out, it was 6% down Battlefront 1. I think probably because what comes into account there is digital sales as well. So I think it's a bit, you can't really say it's all because of the controversy surrounding it. I think it's probably digital sales, so it's probably a little less than that. But still, I do think that controversy probably caused some of that. But yeah, but we won't get into that too much because you talked about that last week, didn't you? So yeah. Ninja Theory says that the risk they took with Hellblade paid off as they sold 500,000 copies in 3 months. So that's good to know, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good going. Yeah.
Because Hellblade, I've not played Hellblade to be honest, but so I can't really comment on whether it's a good game or not. But the fact that it sold so many, I think, is quite good, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's got to be really pleased with 500,000 sales, really.
Didn't that news story carry the fact that they're now turning a profit with it? I think they've kind of broken even, so the studios made the money back that they obviously invested in building the game. So, which is good as well because it means that they don't have to worry too much about being closed down or something like that.
So they'll no doubt end up making money, which I'm pleased for them actually because I like them as a studio. I really like Enslaved Odyssey to the West. It's an absolutely stunning game.
Never played that. Always wanted to. So never did.
Yes. So well done, Ninja Theory. A few more bits of news. Uncharted is a decade old, and there was some freebies on the store. Did anyone grab them? Because I think they're probably gone now.
What was this?
Free theme and avatars and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I picked that up. It's really good actually. Like, turn on my PlayStation, it's like an amazing like sound in my room, and I'm just like, so good.
So
brings back the memories.
It's crazy. I think it's that old already, 10 years old. That's just
crazy.
Okay, I've got another thing about sales. That one was down the bottom hiding. Pokemon's global lifetime sales have reached 300 million, not counting Pokemon Go. That game's a beast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Considering they're essentially all just the same. I mean, that's not counting Pokemon Go, so I'm just talking about the normal Pokemons, Pokemon Sun and Moon and all that. I mean, they're all really the same game. I played Pokemon Sun and Moon, I played Diamond or whatever you call it. Are they not just the same? You're a wee boy, you wander about, you catch Pokemon, you fight them, that's it.
It's more, I'd say they're more kind of reoccurring games for fans though. They're like...
They don't really change though at all, do they? They might look a bit better.
Like
what? Oh, sorry, Nick, you carry on.
No, I was just saying, like, obviously, like, it's a reoccurring premise, and I don't expect people that, you know, like, kind of go to a new game thinking, oh yeah, it's entirely new, and that's their appeal. It's kind of more for the passionate fans that want to see new Pokemon and stuff. Like, they're happy to play the same storyline, and that's the fun in it.
Yeah.
So
I do think that Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are too close in concepts. Obviously, I feel like they should have been. Yeah, just because I finished it and it's like 90% the same, exactly the same. I feel like if anything, that should have been a DLC, sort of thing. I know the Nintendo aren't really about that, but they're just so similar. It's like you're playing literally exactly the same game until you get to the last line, and by then you're already 75% of the way through the game. So
yeah, but no, I really like them as games. But I'm just saying they don't. When I buy a new one, I always think to myself, well, it's not really that much different. There's nothing really new about it. Maybe get a new background or whatever, but you're still essentially doing the same thing with maybe just a few new features thrown in. Don't often feel like it's changed much, but not to knock it though, because I always enjoy playing them, I have to say. The kids enjoy playing them, so there you go. So that's probably why it's sold so many, because everybody enjoys it so much. One more little bit of news. I was going to mention the Xbox One Gold members can download Warhammer End Times free next month. Well, Telltale's Back to the Future, the game, the 30th Anniversary Edition is also available. That's the sort of games with gold for the month. But the bit of news I wanted to mention was that Assassin's Creed Rogue's been spotted HD. I don't know if anyone knows much about Assassin's Creed Rogue.
Yeah,
PS3.
That was the one that they basically, when they released Assassin's Creed Unity, which was the first Assassin's Creed installment just for new gen at the time, which is PS4, Xbox One. They released Rogue for PS3 users and Xbox 360 users.
Yeah.
So obviously it'd be nice if it came to HD, because it's a game I haven't been able to justify playing on a console that I don't really load up very often. So it'd be nice to play that as a kind of long-term Assassin's Creed fan.
Yeah, so spring 2018, that's apparently rumoured for, and that was a retailer that kind of threw that out there. So there you go.
That'd be good.
So that is the news over and done with. So that's fun. So what we got next? Who's next?
So, in correlation with your piece you put up this week, Joe, we're going to talk a little bit about the dreaded pile of shame, which is when you, as a gamer, buy more games than you need. You buy games before you've completed the games you own, and they just sit in a pile, and you say, I'm going to get to them one day. And I don't know. So personally, I'm just looking at my shelf right now, and I have 1, 2, 3. I've got 4 games, I'd say, that are on my pile of shame, but I've started all of them. Does that count though? If I've started
4 games.
Yeah, no, I'm quite good. With me, I always buy a game. I buy one game at a time. I'm not very into buying games on release day unless it's something I'm really fussed about. So I probably only buy one game on release day per year. So I normally buy a game, I play that game, like completely dedicate all my time to that. When I finish it, I buy another game. That's why I've only got 4, and they're the really hard ones. So one is Dark Souls 3, which is going to take me like another 2 years to complete, but I am playing it as I go along. But no, mine's not really. Yeah, you're right. Mine's not really a pile.
I just counted over 10, and I've not even got halfway through my game, so I'm going to stop.
But I don't know, because I don't really do it, And you guys were all saying, "Oh yeah, we'll do it." I don't really. I don't know. Do you just think that when a new game comes out, you just want it on release day, and then it's there if you want to play it?
It depends.
It's exciting, isn't it? It's exciting. It's like, oh my god, I got a new game, and it's just like you say. I think it's a luxury of being able to play it if and when I want, and knowing I have it. Yeah. If I get, because I tend to get with my games, I get like a random kind of feeling, and I'm like, oh, I want to play this today, and I like the fact that if I want to say, oh, I want to play Wolfenstein 2 today, it's on my shelf, it's ready to play, kind of thing. I don't like having to think, oh, I've got to buy it, wait a day, or go into the store and buy it. It's there. So that results in a pile of shame for me. So
yeah, believe it. The thing is, I think a lot of mine came from when I was working, and they would all send me the games, and obviously I'd complete games I had to review, but like sometimes you would just end up with your own games then that you'd bought yourself on the sort of shelf. Think, no, I'll get round to that, but then never getting time to do it because I was always working and having to complete other games. So it was that, and then by the time I get round to playing mine, it's a year later and there's others piled on top of it, sort of thing. Whereas now it's more like just finding the time. When I buy a load and think, oh yeah, I'll play this. It's got, I can, like, for instance, every game on my shelf, probably Mass Effect and Andromeda, I bought that. And it's still in the shrink wrapping. Gravity Rush 2 is still in the shrink wrapping.
I just want to add as well that I think we mentioned it a few podcasts ago, where a lot of games now are trying to they're trying to appeal to this kind of, I believe it's an invisible market, but where everyone believes, like every developer believes, that you need a game to be open world. I find once you start making these open world games, they become automatically like twice as long to finish. So I've like not finished the likes of Fallout 4 or Skyrim or Mass Effect. I've not even started that because they're so big games, and they just end up in a pile of shame for me because they're so big. I can't just go through them and finish them. They're not that simple. You have to finish quests and that to be able to kind of get to the end and finish the kind of penultimate part of the game. And I think where obviously developers are trying to kind of cohere to this, oh yeah, everyone needs open world games, that every game is so long now that it's impossible to finish them like quickly to move on to a next game. So
that's the problem with sort of some games that are just so long, they're absolutely massive, and it's like, oh my god, I completed Skyrim in 20 hours so I could review it.
That's a big game to finish, like.
But it was
my worst one.
But I'm okay with ones like that. I mean, if I was reviewing them, I'd be okay with it because I could just, especially, but the story has to grip me. Really, it's when it doesn't grip me, I find it tough. But Skyrim really gripped me because that's my sort of thing. I love that game, so that was quite easy. Uncharted, I know they added the open bit to that, but easy for me to complete that sort of thing because it was just like, oh, this is amazing. As long as it grips me, I don't care how big it is. You know what I mean, or how small. I don't even care about like games that only last 4 hours, because if those 4 hours were amazing, then as far as I'm concerned, yeah, it's £40 worth spent. Do you know what I mean? Well spent. I mean, even, but I mean, it's like, so the length isn't really why it would end up my pile. I don't think it's just whether it grips me or not. Because if something grips me more, then that game will go behind it in the queue. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I literally never have that. It's really weird. Go on, Dan.
I was going to say, it's a weird one why we feel the general kind of, I suppose, consensus as a gamer is you buy it on release date because you wait for a year or 2 years for this thing to come out, so you get excited, so you know all the build up and you buy it, and then you're like, well, I can't start it because I haven't finished this, so then it just goes in a drawer or something, and it's weird. I was trying to think of another example or another hobby where you may
I have one.
Books, I suppose.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know how I said I only got 4 games? I just looked at my stack of books to read and there's 16 books there.
Yeah.
So that's my problem. When I go to Tesco, I always go to the books and I look at them and this looks good. I'm like, I literally can't. You know, like an addict, I'm like, no, I can't do it. Like, not until I've read the other ones.
Yeah. And I suppose, that's all it is. It's just like Nick said, it's just for the fact of having it. Because really, games don't sell out generally. Limited editions do, and certain niche games do. But as a rule, like COD or FIFA or Battlefield are never going to sell out. If anything, they're going to become more accessible and cheaper. So it is a weird kind of mindset to have to want to buy a game at launch.
Yeah, but the trouble is as well with like multiplayers like that, where they all come out around November. Like with Call of Duty, for example, you're kind of looking to get a head start, so you want to buy it on release in order to kind of get a head start on the multiplayer. But then obviously where you're playing like 3 different multiplayers, you just get a pile of shame anyway. So it's a pain in the bum because some games kind of require you to buy it at release in order to kind of get an advantage, just like in terms of multiplayer anyway, which is a pain, I suppose.
See, I see your point there because, for instance, I bought Battlefront at least not because of that, just because it really appealed to me. It's Star Wars, and I just love it, and it's an amazing game. And I never played it all. I've only played it about 4 times, probably because I was so busy last week, so I never really get round to it. So I'll probably enjoy it next week. But obviously, all those people's probably all way up in ranking me already and stuff.
Surely you're matched with similar skilled players. Yeah, I think you are,
but to be honest, that doesn't bother me anyway, because I'm rubbish anyway, so if I was level 15, somebody's level 1, they'd probably still kick my ass, so
it's still pretty level anyway in Battlefront, because like I said, they've got the, like I said last week, they've got class specialization, so it's not like you're getting all these guns that are automatically better. Even when you get these new guns, you've kind of got a window before you can make it a good gun, because you need to get so many kills to get the attachment. So I don't think that applies so much to Battlefront. But
to be honest, I just play it for fun anyway. I don't really think of, I'm this level, do that, any of that stuff. I just play it for fun. I don't even care about all the add-ons and stuff that all the fuss was about. It doesn't bother me. I'm just quite happy just to fly about. I'm in an X-Wing, woo! I mean, that's what makes me happy. I'm just going, wow, and it looks so amazing as well. And we've got a bit off topic, didn't we?
I'm actually after hearing that you've only got a book backlog, Rebecca, I'm actually very jealous that you don't have this kind of need to buy games.
I do want to buy stuff, but I think I've got this thing in my head that's like, but if you wait, it will drop in price, and then I might have finished the game I'm currently on, and then hence it won't be my backlog, it'll be straight to play. But I do quite a lot of the time finish a game and I literally look at my shelf and I'm like, I want to play something, but I've played everything there. And I could go out and get something and have it today, but I got most of my stuff from Amazon, and it's like that's going to take like 3 days to get here, and it does make me think, I wish there was something just waiting for me in the shrink wrap that I could just open. But I've got a problem with books, and I think if I had a problem with games as well, then That'd be very expensive. So one addiction at a time.
I do have to admit, I do have a bit of a pile of book shame as well, because I've got them all in my Kindle with all these tons of books, and it's it's a bit like my Steam library. My Steam library's a bit like why I don't even play PC games yet. I've got 150 games in my Steam library I've never touched. So why am I even bothering with that?
Do you think it's like being a stamp collector kind of thing? You just buy them so that you've got them, as opposed to actually ever using them or doing anything with them.
So.
I think probably you buy them with the hope that you'll use them, and like I said, if you want to, they're there. But I mean, how many? I don't know. Have you guys actually got a game on your shelf that's been there for like years? If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I've got the BioShock collection still wrapped. I don't know when that came out.
I don't. Did you play that on like previous kind of generation though?
Only BioShock 1.
I don't know if you can count that as like a real kind of definite backlog. Yeah, like I don't think it's
that's not
like
the only game.
Problem.
That's just one.
I'm interested to know out of all of us, like who's everyone got that's been on the shelf the longest, just waiting to be played.
I've got The Last Guardian.
You need to finish that.
I need to start it.
Here's a good one. I've got a Ico on the PS2 that I've never played.
That's quite when they remastered Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls?
Oh my god, that's what mine is. That's mine.
I don't feel so alone right now.
No, I haven't even started Beyond Two Souls. I got like 25% of the way into Heavy Rain, and I just hit a wall, and I was like, I'll just come back to it tomorrow, and
that's literally
me. Never come back to it.
That's literally me.
It's there if I want to, though.
Yeah,
I've got
a game
sealed copy of Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask on N64.
God.
Never opened.
Are you keeping that?
Well, I might as well now. I haven't got an N64 anymore.
Yeah, but I remember ages ago, Rebecca. I tagged you in a. I don't think I tagged you in. I think you saw it on my Twitter feed. There was a guy that had like loads and loads of PS4 games, and we were talking about the whole being materialistic and just liking the fact that they're there. I think that's part of the reason I have a pile of shame as well. It's just the fact that I can look at them and think I have loads of games and it's so good. Like, I've got like over 60 games on PS4, and it makes me really happy that they're just there and I can look at them. And I think that's part of the reason as well.
I see. I've probably got. I've not got too many. I've only probably got about 20 physical, and then I've probably got like 5 digital. But I'm very picky. If I don't like a game, I'm selling it on. Like, it's not allowed to sit on my shelf. Like,
that's what I do. I've sold on so many. I sold on loads of Need for Speeds I tried and stuff like that, but I've kind of condensed it down.
I mean, that's a whole other topic, isn't it? Like, why do we hoard these games that we finished? I mean, like, what? There are so many games on my shelf. I'm looking now. I'll probably never play again. Like, I love The Last Guardian, but I don't think I'll ever play it again. It's just sitting there.
Yeah, but it's like things as well. Like, you've got how many copies of Bloodborne? Like, just for the sake of having them?
3 copies of Bloodborne.
Yeah, just for the sake of having them. But that's like.
Don't make me feel like I have a problem.
No, it's okay. I've got like loads of copies of Ratchet and Clank just because I like Ratchet and Clank. But we kind of add to the number of games we have in total.
It's true. It's completely unnecessary.
Yeah,
I've probably got hundreds if I count the digital one. I've probably got hundreds for PS4. Probably. It's crazy. So it is. I don't think I've touched probably a third of them at least. It's probably not even started yet.
Yeah, it is that whole time thing.
I just like having them, what you say. It's quite nice to have. I mean, I've got 30 VR games. Granted, most of them was sent to me from the publisher when I was reviewing them, but they're still there on my hard drive, just sitting there, and I can't play them. And that's because I don't have the VR at the moment, so that's a bit different, I guess. But
I mean, it's weird, isn't it? Because I know we've dabbled a little bit in talking about books, but I'll send you a picture right now, WhatsApp exclusive, sorry guys, until you just have to imagine, of how many books I have on my shelf, and I guarantee I've read them all once. I think I'll only read probably one of the 50 or 60 I have on my shelf ever again. And what are they doing? Just collecting dust? They're literally...
They should go to charity and someone would really appreciate it.
But then at the same time, it's like, but they look nice. Do you know what I mean?
They'll be having a meeting in the town hall soon going, Rebecca's Books a fire hazard.
Yeah. That's the thing though. Like, I've never invested in a Kindle. Like, I do like reading. Like, after, especially you last week, Rebecca, I thought, oh, okay. I kind of pushed myself. I just pushed myself, and I was like, I really wanted to get some of the Star Wars books to fill in the gaps. After playing Battlefront, it's really put me in a Star Wars mood. So I was like, I bought 2 Star Wars books to fill in the gaps in Rogue One. So I bought those, and the thing is, I was like, I know they'd be cheaper on digital, but they looked so pretty. Yeah. So I get you keeping books just because they look nice, like physical. Like, I hate digital books.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Oh, I do. That's a whole another argument.
If anyone was going to say that, that would have been you, Dan.
I know, I apologise.
I'm glad it's him doing the dad jokes.
What a joke. Was a moral to live life by?
Yeah, what is this? The SquareXO life lessons?
My kid said that to me the other day. He goes, "Oh, that's a pure dad joke." When I said a joke, I'm like, "Oh no, I'm saying dad jokes now." Oh dear. Oh well, that's me. Okay. Have we got some?
Yeah, we got some questions, haven't we?
Yeah, we got 5 this week, and 2 I'm a bit unsure about, so I've had to look them up. But right. So the first one is I've got Twitter up on here. So right. What's your one Christmas wish for gaming in 2018, guys? From Sergeant Grosh. Sergeant Stan Grosh. Right, okay, there we go.
Can Sergeant tweet us phonetically his name? Because we mention him a lot and we always say it.
And we don't know how to say
it.
Just call him Sergeant Stan, you'll know who we're talking about.
Just call him Sergeant. Yeah, if you're listening, could you spell out your name for us and how it's pronounced?
I'm just calling him Sergeant Stan.
One Christmas wish for gaming in 2018, and anyone want to go?
It's a lot of adult movies you've got on your shelves there, Rebecca.
Don't expose me now. I genuinely looked at my shelf then. I was like, oh my god. Oh god.
It's alright, she's thinking it's the other shelf, it's not in that photo.
Yeah, I'm like, don't worry, it's that shelf that's outside.
What was the question?
Games for 2018.
Christmas wishes for gaming in 2018. I'm just looking at this picture now.
Shenmue 1 and 2 remake for me is what I decided on that I want. Please, Santa of gaming.
Is this just stuff we want announced next year?
Yeah, I know what you're going to say, hands down.
Okay, well, I won't say it then. Everyone can guess what I'm going to say.
It begins with a B. It ends with an E. Next Rebecca.
Yeah. I don't know. I quite like to see, Play Dead. They hinted at that. They hinted at another game about 2 years ago now. I wonder if they'd like to have a bit more information about that. Maybe some more screenshots. Maybe a teaser trailer or something. But they've been notoriously quiet about all their game releases. So just got to sort of wait for it to appear, I think.
Joe?
I don't even know. I've just been having a quick think about what I'd kind of like to see. But maybe a new Burnout Paradise. I would love that. Because I absolutely love Burnout Paradise. It's an absolute cracking game. But other than that, there's probably tons of stuff. I would think, I wouldn't mind Visual's Star Wars game, but that's not going to happen. Like a proper sort of Uncharted style Star Wars game. That's what I want. Single player.
It's made it worse, hasn't it?
Game.
After playing Battlefront 2, you want it more now.
Yeah, I've only actually played about 2 chapters of the campaign in Battlefront 2, and I've really enjoyed it so far. I think it's really good. So I'd love a proper. That's why I was gutted when Visual was closed down and that game was cancelled, because.
Has the game been cancelled? I thought it just moved developers.
It's basically been cancelled. They've moved developers, and they've changed the They've changed the sort of way it's going to be. They've changed the style of it. So it's basically just going to be a multiplayer. No, it's not Titanfall guys. It's EA Motive, I think. And the Titanfall guys are working on a different Star Wars game.
Oh god, we're going to be all Star Wars out. I'm getting a bit dubious about
Star Wars.
Don't say that. It's Star Wars. You can never have too much Star Wars.
I can imagine the Titanfall guys Star Wars game been pretty good, because Titanfall's quite an interesting
Yeah, it's pretty good.
shooter, so that could be interesting. But the visual one was basically Amy Hennig, so that was going to be like Uncharted style Star Wars. That was going to be my dream game, man. So for that to be,
do you not think that if it was any good, they would have? They wouldn't have.
It was rubbish.
Would they?
No, it was rubbish. That was the problem. I mean, the problem is it had a lot. I think it was all on her shoulders. They were saying, and it just, there was too much in her shoulders, and she was just basically carrying it, and she had a vision of the way she wanted it, and I don't think it was quite coming out like that, and it was just taking more and more money and more time, and I think they just never really were getting anywhere, and I think it's also come down to a place that studio isn't a really expensive place to live as well, so the cost and to EA was quite a lot, whereas in other places, sort of different areas like Canada, whatever, it's a lot cheaper for them to run a studio there. So I think there's a lot of factors involved, I think. So we'll move on, but who knows what's going. We don't even know what's going to happen with Amy Hennig yet. She might move on to EA Motive or something and keep working on it, and you never know. We might get a reasonable game. But yeah, that's my sort of dream. We went a long way about saying it, but yeah, either a new Burnout Paradise or a sort of Star Wars, big epic Star Wars game.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
What about you, Nick?
Mine is it actually brings us on to our next question as well. But I really, in light of all rumours recently, I'd really like to see a new Devil May Cry game. Which brings us to Sean's question, good old Sean, who asks us a question like every time we podcast. But yeah, he asked our thoughts on the latest kind of DMC5 rumours. So I don't know, has anyone played Devil May Cry?
I played the first one.
I played the last one. Was that by Ninja Theory, wasn't it?
Yeah, did you enjoy it?
Meh.
Meh? Meh? You meh?
Nah, I thought it was pretty meh.
Oh, anyone else played it?
No, I had it sealed for about a year and never played it. The new one, so I sold it.
Pile of shame on you, Dan.
Yeah.
No, I've never played any of them. Nope, I'm completely clueless as to what was going on. I didn't even know when you sent the user questions through. I was like, "What's that abbreviation?" DM, what's that?
So obviously, Devil May Cry has been a series that's been since like PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Obviously, they like remastered them all on HD. They remastered the 1, 2, and 3 for PlayStation 3, and they brought out Devil May Cry 4, which I'm pretty sure was on PS3 as well. But they brought a digital version, which was like delayed for ages, onto PS4, which I've bought because I really like Devil May Cry 4. And then they made Devil May Cry, which was kind of like they took Dante, which is the main character, and they made him very, very different, and this caused a lot of kind of controversy, and no one really liked the most recent game.
That's the one I had, so that was the one I had but didn't play. Yeah,
he was very obnoxious. Like the lead was very obnoxious, and it was rude. He was cheeky, but I really enjoyed the game. The gameplay was really like, I don't know, it's very typical kind of something I'd expect. I'm pretty sure. Hold on, I need to check this now. I'm pretty Capcom. It's like Capcom have got their part in it, and it's very kind of what I'd expect from them. Like it was very, very good. I liked it, and you know, knowing that a new Devil May Cry game is around the corner for me is a big deal. Like I'm really excited about that, and I'd like to see them use this new Dante that they've envisioned in it.
I'd rather have a new Bayonetta.
I think it's quite similar to that, actually.
It is, yeah, it's very similar. Yeah. But Bayonetta is what was born from the developers of the original Devil May Cry, I think, Platinum Games.
Yeah.
Whereas,
I quite liked the first Bayonetta, but I think it's the sort of game I've played it once, I don't want to ever see it again.
Well, the second one, they suicide missioned it on Wii U, didn't they? So
I think Capcom's just took a dive bomb. Yeah, exactly. I think they've just went well downhill. I think they used to release good games. Now I don't think they're very good anymore.
What was the recent one they've kind of brought to light? The one with all the different characters in?
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite or something like that.
Yeah, that one. I didn't like the look of that.
Resident Evil's great though. Like Resident Evil's a good game.
Yeah, I suppose, but I don't really play Resident Evil games.
See, I love Resident Evil, so I'm more like supporting Capcom for that. Apart from 6, they stumbled with 6, but 7 was good. So I think and 5 a little bit.
Was it 5 or 6? I liked one of them. One of those.
I
think we spoke about it before. I think you liked 5, Joe. Yeah.
Was that the one with the co-op in it?
Yeah. So was 6. Yeah.
But 6's story was just like all over the place and just so bad. But yeah, 5 was a good game. 6 was not a good game.
Was 6 the one you could play with Move?
No, that's
not.
It's on my shelf.
Oh, he's gonna go investigate.
No, yeah, it's 5. Yeah, 5. 5. That's in my pile of shame. Then that's a PS3 game. I never played that version, the gold edition that you could play with Move. Pile of shame game. Yeah. I did
remastered onto the PS4. That's what my Resident Evil 5 copy is.
Yeah.
I can't even play Resident Evil games, so I'm all jealous that you've.
Why? Why can't you play them?
I can't do like remotely scary games. Like I can do
They're
like really kind of. I could do really kind of like cheesy movie kind of zombie games like Dead Island, Dying Light, where it's all like, oh yeah, let's go into a unrealistically jump into a massive horde of zombies and be like, oh, okay, I'll just mash them up with this weapon I've crafted from spoons in a drawer that I found. But I don't really do like I don't do atmospheric games like BioShock or something. I can't.
Resident Evil 4 has its moments where it's a little bit freaky. There's an enemy in there that I don't know how you pronounce, like the regenerators or something, the ones that like walk really fast behind you and they go like freaks me out. My boyfriend does it all the time. Like if it's dark and he's walking me home, he'll just be like and I don't like it. It's horrible. That's the first one I ever played, Resident Evil 4, and I loved it until that point, and I was like, nope, yeah, but I've got over it now.
I hate cold green tea. Oh, it's horrible.
Is that what you've just had?
Yeah, well, my wife brought me up a cup of green tea, which was very nice of her, and it's got a bit cold near the bottom, and I only like drinking it when it
like
burns your mouth off.
Oh, don't! I've just had a cold and I'm having flashbacks.
But cold green tea isn't the greatest, but I like green tea, but I just don't like when it goes cold.
I don't think anyone likes it when their hot drinks get cold.
No, I think taking a mouthful of like milky, sugary, cold tea is quite possibly like up there with death to me, because I just spit it back in the cup like, okay, I maybe should have just died for that moment. Right. Next question from Houster34, who says, what's your opinion on the reason why Bethesda games reduce in price so quickly? For example, Wolfenstein 2, £20 was still booked this week, bargain, and I know Joe's already had something to say, so would you like to go first, Joe?
Are we talking about Bethesda again, are we? How do you say that?
Yeah.
Am I pronouncing that right? I always struggle with that.
Bethesda land.
Bethesda.
Bethesda.
Yeah.
Anyway, if I don't say it right, I just blame being Scottish. That generally works. Yeah. So I know I said earlier, because I tweeted to my followers as well, just to see what their opinion was. Because I was just wondering why their games go cheap so quickly. I was thinking, is it to do with marketing? Is it to do with I think I said, is it to do with marketing? Is it to do with the fact that they were a bit rubbish on PS3? They had a bit of a bad rep on PS3, whereas the PS3 version was never ever quite as good as the Xbox 360 version. They always seem to struggle developing for PS3. So I thought, what is it to do with that then? Or is it just to do with the fact that everybody knows that they're going to go cheap, so they just don't bother buying them? They sort of got this reputation for their games going cheap.
I wonder if they're the kind of games that the massive fans buy on the release date or release week because they've got that kind of really a hardcore following, but then after that no one else will buy them, so they have to entice people in by price maybe. But
see, they don't have this issue with the Fallouts and the Elder Scrolls. I mean, they'll sell and sell. They make so much money out of them. As you can see, they release how many different versions of Skyrim? PC, PS3, remastered PS4. VR,
so many.
Switch. There's loads. I mean, there's absolutely loads, and they keep selling. I've bought how many versions of Skyrim do I own? Tons, because I love it. So things like that, and like Fallout, I also own Fallout as well. I mean, games like that I really like, and I think they're great at that. But I think their other studios suffer a little because I don't know. Maybe it's because they're so different. Because things like Doom and Prey, Dishonored. I mean, you're just these are coming off your tongue, and you're like, you know what? These are pretty great games. They're great single player games. They really are, and it's a shame. Maybe it's because they've no multiplayer in them, and people don't see the longevity of it all, and they're going, "Oh, I'll wait till it gets cheaper," sort of thing. You can see that mindset because once you're done with it, aren't you?
Yeah, but Doom had a multiplayer, and I'm pretty sure from my Twitter feed, people still do occasionally play it. So I'm not sure why that's kind of.
It's a good multiplayer as well. I've played that quite a bit actually. It's not bad.
Yeah, I don't know why that's kind of depreciated in price really quick. Maybe it's just because it's got a really simple, linear kind of storyline, and obviously a lot of their kind of open worlds on.
Yeah, and it kind of, to be honest, I know it's saying it kind of looks a bit like a B movie as well, Doom. You know what I mean? The graphics they're good, but they're quite blocky, if you know what I mean, quite dull and brown.
I think they work. Like, I don't know, I kind of expect that from Bethesda now. Yeah. So I don't know. To me, I'd play a Bethesda game, and I don't know, if they had outstanding graphics like Uncharted or something, I'd be pretty kind of taken back by it.
Yeah, they all kind of have the same sort of look and style to them, don't they? You know what a Bethesda game is, basically, before you play it most of the time. But I think that's fine. I think it's great. They are one of my favourite publishers just for the simple fact that they're out there supporting single player games. That's their main thing. So
that needs to be supported. Yeah.
That needs to be supported, yeah, because otherwise, if their games don't sell well, and then you see, then they're the only ones really pure pushing it, then everybody's going to end up just going for multiplayer all the time. And that's not really what we want, is it?
Yeah.
So I'm so thankful Uncharted sells well, because it's good to have games like that really sort of pushing the single player, isn't it?
Yeah.
We need them. So we do. But yeah, I don't really know the answer. All I can think is it comes down to the sort of longevity, really. That's would be my main reasoning, I guess.
Yeah.
That once you're done with it, you're done with it.
Yeah. Dan, Rebecca, do you like the kind of fact that they dropped down in price really quick, or?
Last one I bought was the Old Blood, so I don't really play many Bethesda games.
Yeah.
I'm not a first person, as we know, fan. So all their games are first person. So Fallout isn't. You can have it third person, but I'm just not a fan of their games.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think what games they do that I've played. The last Bethesda game I played, which Dan very kindly got me, was Prey, and I didn't really like it. I gave it a 6, I think, out of 10. I don't know. I think they're the same sort of thing. I don't mind first-person games because I love Dying Light. I think Dying Light was great, and that's obviously first-person. But I mean, I didn't mind Evil Within, but I didn't like it enough to warrant buying Evil Within 2. And I have got my own Evil Within 2. You know, like I keep an eye on it, and I might get it if it stays at that price. But I don't know. They are notorious for it, though. I mean, I work in retail, and we have people coming in like, oh, I want to buy, Wolfenstein, and I'm like, honestly, it'll drop in like a week. Like, when it first came out, people are like, oh, it's very expensive. But Bethesda are notorious, aren't they, for drops? 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even after release.
Yeah, it's like I said, like with games like that, my only kind of contest to the drop in price is the fact that obviously when I spend £60 on a Wolfenstein 2, I don't like the kick in the teeth that it's then £20 the next week. So that's my kind of main kind of contest there. But right, James _S Wilson has asked, what's the best game that will never be a part of PS Plus free games? obviously excluding Xbox exclusives.
So we're not allowed to talk about Xbox games. So basically,
I found it hard because how do you know what's not going to be PS Plus? So
I guess it's just an assumption, isn't it?
Yeah, because I can't imagine something like Bloodborne. Like
it should be. Just saying.
It should be free, but it's still selling for like £30
for
the Game of the Year edition. So I can't imagine they'd be like, "Here, have it for free."
So, I feel like if they were to do Bloodborne, they'd just do the standard one. They'd be like, "Here, have the game." But if you want the DLC, you gotta buy it at £15.
Yeah, it's a hard one because you just never know what they'll put on there, do you? You cannot, like Dan says, can only assume, really, can't you?
They seem to have the order they do it seems to be they give up one big game for free and then one smaller game and then obviously like quite a few really tiddy ones. I think they had like one episode of Game of Thrones a few months ago, like just episode 1, and that was it.
No, it was the whole lot.
Oh, was it the whole lot?
Yeah.
Maybe they just had that on the thing for free then completely. Because I downloaded it, I didn't pay anything. Yeah, because I'm not a PS Plus. Yeah, they must have just had episode 1 for free.
Yeah, probably to entice you in. I'd say I'd put Metal Gear Solid 1 on the PS1 because they're never going to release PS1 games as PS Plus games, but that's probably the best game that won't be.
That
would be
it is tricky though. That's a hard question.
Yeah, I'd say probably like Ratchet and Clank 2 because I don't think the collection will probably make its way to PS4 after being kind of HD'd on PS3. So I'll just say Ratchet and Clank 2.
Any more questions?
Yeah, we got our last one, which is from Chris Leonhardt, who asks, "What do you think of the huge amount of regular sports teams investing into League of Legends / Overwatch?" Now, I had to read into this because I wasn't exactly sure what that meant. But he's referring to, obviously, these games are multiplayer games that have kind of really competitive teams. And actual sports teams in North America and stuff have actually invested into squads and stuff to compete. So
there's actually teams in the UK doing it as well, I think.
Yeah.
Man United or Man City or somebody bought a sports team or sponsors one or something. I mean, I don't know a lot about esports. I have to hold my hands up. It's not really something that interests me because I don't think I'm really interested in watching people playing games. I like people playing football. So I guess it's similar. I guess I can see why people might enjoy watching someone else watch a screen. Hey, whatever. But I don't know. It's very popular.
It's good. I think it's good. It kind of promotes a more kind of competitive element, which is what the kind of multiplayer titles thrive on nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. Equally, it's not something I'm interested in, so I don't think I can really give like a really kind of stern opinion on it. But I mean, if it promotes the kind of competitiveness, I'm personally not that competitive, but I mean, I think it kind of does promote that, and maybe in some ways it's endorsement, but it's all right, I suppose. Like
the reason they're doing it is because it's huge, millions.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I just googled quickly how many people watch esports, just out of curiosity. See if we can get a number. Right, Google. Oh my god. Newzone, a market tracking company, estimates that esports will reach a global audience of 1.1 billion in 2000. This is quite an old thing, but it says it'll basically reach 427 million esports viewers projected by 2019, it says.
Gosh.
So it'll reach our audience of, for some reason it says it'll reach our audience of 1.1 billion people, and 427 million people will be watching video games by 2019, which is a jump of almost double from 2016. So it's just getting bigger and bigger all the time. So I mean, these sports like clubs, if they're affiliated with those sort of viewing figures, then obviously the people might sort of then grow an affiliation to the team, especially if they're wearing the shirts and stuff like that. It kind of just keeps football relevant. I think they're being smart and trying to sort of appeal to that audience that's into their gaming. It's quite a clever thing to do, really.
Do you not have a slight worry that it then leads the market down a route that maybe fans of actual gaming don't want. Like, a lot of people always go on about, this is a bit of a left field view anyway, but about how money's ruined football. What if money ruins gaming? Because it already kind of does. Like, all the big games have multiplayer in them because that's where they make their money, with things that we've spoken about before, like loot boxes and all of that. Like, all of this kind of mainstream exposure is only there to make money. It's not there for real and any other real reason. So just to be a cynic and, to put another flip side on it, games such as The Last Guardian or Horizon or Gravity Rush, they're not going to have a life anymore if esports becomes as big as what some people want it to be, because there'll be no commercial value in it. So it's for me, it's a line that needs. Well, I'm probably, like I say, I'm being over pessimistic, but it's just something that I think gamers need to be aware of, I suppose.
Yeah, no, I see your point. It does kind of push that kind of money element, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Rebecca?
I literally know nothing about this. I've been so busy over the last few days, and I'm not really too sure what's going on, if I'm being honest.
We're recording a podcast.
Are we? How long have we been doing that for?
About 58 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, we better move on.
Yeah. Great questions, guys. Obviously, if you've got any more, don't wait for the tweet. Just kind of message us in the week, tweet us in the week, and obviously we'll get around to them when we can. So, with further ado, Daniel, have you got some stuff you'd like to talk about?
I was just going to go over what we've played this week, and adding to that, what we've bought in Black Friday, if we've been allowed to buy anything in our lives. So, that was it really. Then we can wrap up, go home. So I've not had much time this week, with it being Black Friday last week, to do any gaming, to be honest. Although I did start Super Mario Odyssey on the Switch.
Oh, yeah.
So I can say that that's good, and I've enjoyed the little I've played of it so far. So, time is a valuable commodity at the moment, which I don't have much of.
Amen.
And I didn't buy anything in Black Friday. There was nothing that I didn't already have that I wanted. So, I've got my eye on Cat Quest.
Oh, so if I don't, it says cat in the name, and I'm sold. So
I need it.
£10 digital and about £17 physical. So I'm just waiting for that physical price to
match,
be a bit more appealing. So I can add it to my pile of shame and not play it till June.
That sounds right.
I have to admit, I don't know if I bought in Black. The only thing I bought in Black Friday is Travis wanted a PlayStation 4 headset for Christmas, so I got him one of them. I got Lisa her present as well, and I think that's about it really. I never really bought anything for myself as such. So but for what I've been playing, again, a bit like Dan, I've been awful busy with Black Friday, so I never really got a lot of time to play many games, but I did sit down with Lisa and play Hidden Agenda, and we completed that. It's really good. I mean, I've read reviews of it and they're kind of a bit dismissive of it, but I think they're probably just typical journalists who don't really get it. But no, it's very good actually. It's a bit like Until Dawn meets Heavy Rain, really, in a way. So
I thought that when I played at EGX. So
you both sit and you can kind of make your choices. What I would say is it's probably better with 3 players rather than 2, because with 2 you both need to make the same choice. So I'm go one way and Lisa goes the other, and it won't let you move on until you agree what way to go. Whereas obviously if you had 3 players, majority rules, so it'll go the way the majority goes. So it's a bit of a flaw it's got with 2 players, I would say.
What's the replayability like?
Oh, it's actually quite good, because we made this. I don't want to spoil it, but we made this sort of Call of Judgment sort of about an hour and 40 odd minutes into the game, and that basically ended the game. So we're like, oh no, we should have done this. What happens next? Because
I read somewhere that no matter what your outcome is, you still find out the killer or whatever the thing is. So to then play it again, it's a bit like well, I already know what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, you do actually. You do find out the killer. But saying that, I knew who he was anyway. It's quite obvious who the killer is. If you're
guy with blood all over his hands.
Unless you're a bit dumb, there's no way you don't know who the killer is. Do you know what I mean? It just the minute you see the person, you're like, killer. It's just so obvious. Do you know what I mean? And it kind of gives you got hints throughout the game, but it'd still be nice to know what happened. So I'd completely disagree with that. That there's no replay about it, because me and Lisa do want to play it again, because it's like we want to know, well, what happened here? How does that? What happens with this bit and stuff like that? Do you know what I mean? So I think it's definitely replayable, and plus it's only cost £12. So I mean, it's hard to grumble with that. There's quite good production quality. The story's quite good in my opinion, and it's also got another sort of different multiplayer mode on it as well that you can play. Where I've not played it myself, but what happens in that is someone gets something that they need to achieve in each chapter, and you need to try and do it in a way that the other players won't know it's you. So it's kind of secret who the person that's trying to achieve this is, and then so you have to use your power of persuasion to get people to vote your way without giving away that you're the one that's got to do it. But
that sounds good.
So I think I'm quite impressed with it. I think it's really, really good. So I'm really looking forward to playing Knowledge is Power as well, because I think these Playlink games are excellent. I'm looking forward to more and more coming out. There's another one coming out that's quite similar to Hidden Agenda, isn't there? Can't remember the name of it. I think it's
Erica.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I think so. That was announced at E3, wasn't it? But I think, is that from Supermassive as well, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty impressed with Supermassive recently. They've been throwing out some good content, so they have. So that's a very good game. I like that. I played a wee bit of Battlefront, but that's about it really. Not really much else to say about that.
Oh, okay. Well, I've been I played a touch more Star Wars Battlefront. Just more multiplayer. Kind of tried to get some of the achievements for it. So I am playing it on Xbox, but I've just been playing that. Really, really enjoying it. I think it's a game you should give a chance if you've not, because of obviously the whole microtransaction thing that's now turned into a big child gambling scam, apparently. So I'm just going to leave it at that because I don't want to, go on. But other than that, just been playing Ark, because unfortunately I found out that the DLC, Aberration, which I'm really, really excited for, is being released on the same day as PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds for console as well. So I'm going to be very, very busy the next few weeks. So and I've been trying to get through Assassin's Creed Origins, and the review is still belated because it's a game where you have to kind of finish the quest to be the side quest to be able to finish the main story constraint, which, as good as it is, because it makes the game really kind of it's really fleshed out, it's full, it's not, you haven't got redundant side quests. It also makes the game extremely long to finish, and like I said before, I want to make it authentic as a review, as a long-term Assassin's Creed fan. So I've just been playing that as well. So
that's it.
Rebecca?
So I bought a headset in the Black Friday sales, but I did it online because I was too scared to go and get trampled in the shop.
You work in a shop.
I know, but I saw what it was like in that shop, and I was like, nope, I do not.
You could have got it when you left.
I know. I don't know why I did that, but because I want to carry on streaming Bloodborne, and my Apple headphones make a really weird noise when I stream, so obviously I want to get that sorted. But as for what I've been playing, I played the Little Nightmares second DLC drop, which was called The Hideaway, about 2 weeks ago now. It was really interesting, actually, because obviously Little Nightmares is very dark and it's very eerie, and you're made to feel like everything's negative and, there's no hope on the moor. You play as a character who goes through quite an extreme development as you get into the game because of the extremeness of the game. And when I was playing The Hideaway, I was kind of shocked at how sweet it was. This is very different, but I liked it. It played off really well because I say in the first DLC, The Depths, you're being hunted again. Everything's horrible. It's constant fear. And then in the Hideaway, there's still that element, but more of it's about, okay, here's backstory. Here's more about these characters who you've known since Little Nightmares came out, but you have no idea why they're there, what their input is, how they've become to be how they are. So it was nice having sort of more like a backseat DLC, one that was just, okay, here's the backstory. There's a little bit of jump scares, there's a few eerie moments, but majority of it is, this is the backstory. And it, obviously Little Nightmares has no narrative, no spoken narrative, so it is all told through actions and music, and it's done really well. It's worth buying if you've got the main game and not got the DLC.
Yeah. That sounds quite nice because the actual main game, which obviously
it's horrifying, isn't it?
Yeah, it's horrifying. So it's nice to hear that it lightens up at some point.
Only for like an hour, and then I'm assuming the next DLC drop that's coming in February will be dark as well. But it was nice to just have that little intermission where it was like, oh, okay, this game does have another side to it.
It was really good. One Trick Pony.
Yeah, I was really impressed with it. But now I've got to wait like 3 more months till the next one comes out.
Rubbish. Oh, that's good thing. So we've all played a little bit at least.
Yeah.
So speaking of Hidden Agenda, we've got a copy to give away this week, which is good news, especially because Joe says it's good, so we're not giving away dross. Once again, it's been supplied by Monster Shop, who have been very busy on Black Friday as well. So all we're going to do once we finish this podcast is the usual retweet and follow us in Monster Shop to go into the prize draw, basically. Should we announce the winner on next week's show?
Yeah.
Do you reckon? Yeah?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, so then we'll announce the winner next week, and they can enjoy playing it and see if they can figure out who the killer is, and if they can't, then Joe says you're dumb. So that's that, and also just one reminder or one final shout before the end of the month for SQXO November. So there's only I don't know how many days there are this month, but
there's 3 days left.
So there's 3 more days left to get your screenshots in.
3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's the 1st of December on Friday.
See, you say 1st of December. I'm hearing. Oh, Christmas. You're going to be 23 soon. So.
Oh God.
So so get your screens in and give us a conundrum. I haven't looked at many recently, so I need to take some time.
You're in for a treat then. There's some really good ones this month.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, very exciting. So yeah, there's that. So that's kind of everything I had to say.
Yeah.
Okie doke. So I was just wondering why iMovie disappeared off my iMac there. It just seemed to disappear from the face of the earth. What are you doing? No, that's a different computer I'm talking about. I've got 2 computers on the go here. Still trying to get through this cold green tea as well.
Oh, Joe, no, just give up.
Just give up. Cold tea. Nah, that's not.
Yeah. I got to finish it. Quite pleasing myself, yay. Okay, I've completely lost support now. Okay, right, we've done everything we normally do, haven't we? If we get anything else to talk about, we don't know what to talk about what's coming out because there's not a lot coming out, so that's not something that we would really want to cover, do we? I guess what's left to say, do we just want to give a shout out to our competition? Our screenshot competition?
Might have just done that, Joe, whilst you were drinking your tea, so we're all good.
I never heard you do that. I must have been zoned out or something.
Yeah,
that's reassuring.
Yeah.
Well, it's nearly my bedtime, to be fair. I know you heard that. Ooh. I wonder at least I put in that green tea. Yeah, it's
hypno. Yeah, watch out.
Green tea. It's like maybe it's cannabis tea or something.
Oh, hint of rum.
That's probably why I was so keen to finish it.
Couldn't waste it.
Okay then, right, good. We've mentioned our competition in case you missed that. Okay then, that's us, I think. Episode 43. Thanks for joining us. Next is episode 44. Yay. We were talking now, and actually we probably won't get to episode 50 before the end of the year. It probably won't happen because of maths and all that sort of thing. But, okay, but it'll be soon after and New Year, so that'll be good. But yeah, back next week for episode 44. I'm not sure when will that take us into December? Is it not quite December next week?
Yeah, December.
Rebecca also just said that the 1st of December is on Friday.
There you go then.
Yeah.
Shows you what my listening skills are like after 8:30. But I was just trying to think when the Game Awards are and when PSX is, because obviously that's going to be something we're going to need to talk about. But they're both in December, but when in December I don't really know, so it'd be quite interesting to just Google that quickly and find out. I should be more organised. December 7th for Game Awards, so I think PSX is the week before that or something. So obviously we'll be talking about that. To be honest, I don't think there's really going to be any major announcements at PSX this year. December. Where's PSX? It's not. It was. Oh God.
It's just gone this
You're
year.
You're going mad.
No, I'm just trying to find out when it is, but it's not. It's not. Google's not working for me. Google's not doing it.
What's
9th and 10th. 9th and 10th.
Bad tradesman always blames his tools.
Yeah. So Game Awards is on. Game Awards on 7th and PlayStation Experience is on 9th and 10th. So basically, we can talk about all of them in one podcast the week after.
Yep.
So
sounds good.
So we just need to think of a topic for next week. So if anyone's any suggestions, you can tweet it out if you want. Otherwise, I've kind of got an idea what we can talk about. Okay. Thanks for joining us then, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.